What's good, everybody? It's your boy First Degree back at y'all with another video. And man, I am late, but better late than never. We got to talk about the Las Vegas Aces being the 2025 WNBA champions. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, your thoughts on the video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Hit that bell notification so you get notified. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's talk about it, man. The Las Vegas Aces are your 2025 WNBA champions in one of the most craziest seasons for a team to ever exist, right? First off, let's just talk about the finals itself. Aces, they sweep the Mercury 4-0. A'ja Wilson puts on a GOAT-like performance, pretty much hitting the dagger for the series in Game 3 when she hit that game winner. But they finish it out in 4 games, close it out in Phoenix for an away game. And yeah, man, A'ja Wilson making a good case for the GOAT. Definitely will make a video about A'ja Wilson next up, so be on the lookout for that. It's coming out real soon. Yeah, man. It was a historic season for them. Jackie Young, to me, showing she is the best guard in the league right now. I mean, her and A'ja Wilson are kind of like, you know, the Scotty and Mike right now of the WNBA, the way that they're just both just going crazy and just putting on a dynasty. You know, Jackie Young could be the best player, I think, on just about any other team, not the Las Vegas Aces. I'm not saying she's the best player, second best player in the league. That would probably be Nafisa. But I think Jackie Young is a top 5 player in this league, and it's about time we start talking about her as such. We'd be remiss if we don't mention Chelsea Gray adding to her legacy. She is now a 4-time WNBA champion, winning 3 with the Aces, winning 1 with the LA Sparks, just showing that she's probably might be the best point guard in WNBA history. You know, she didn't have the greatest season this year, but once playoffs showed up, Chelsea Gray, she put on a heck of a performance, hell of a performance, and she's been playing good in every playoff run she has been a part of. And yeah, man, she's one of the GOATs, one of the greats. Not only that, we have to talk about Jewell Loyd, Dana Evans, and Alyssa Smith and their comeback arcs. Because you guys got to remember, man, they were pretty much kind of thrown aside, right? They didn't have the best. Well, Jewell Loyd still had a pretty solid season last year, but you could tell towards the end she started to fall off and falter. She was bad-mouthed, you know, by Seattle. They pretty much kind of threw her out to the trash. You know, obviously she had some issues with some of her teammates that felt she wasn't playing up to par. And, you know, 2 things can be true at the same time, right? Dana Evans didn't really have a good season, you know, on my Chicago Sky. I'm a Chicago Sky fan, huge Chicago Sky. Dana Evans didn't play great last year. She didn't really fit into the system that we had at least last season. They tried to kind of put her in that point guard role. She didn't do good. But she won a ring with Chicago, you know, coming off the bench when we had Kalia Copper, Candace Parker, Allie Quigley, you know, and she was pretty solid coming off the bench. And she had a similar role here with the Aces. And I think, you know, she excels in that, and she showed why she can be a really good piece in this league when utilized correctly. And she was a big part of, you know, the Aces winning in the finals and kind of dominating. I'm not saying, you know, she was putting up A'ja Wilson type of impact, but if you look at the bench play between Phoenix and the Aces bench did better. And a lot of that is due to Jewell Loyd and Dana Evans. Jewell Loyd was lighting it up from the 3-point line all finals, bro. All finals long. She looked amazing. She looked great. She came to play. She looked like Jewell Loyd of old. And now Jewell Loyd is now 10-0 in NBA Finals games, which is crazy. And she's a big part of that. When she was in Seattle, she was big time, got the moniker Gold Mamba. And now in the Aces, she played big time in the finals. Look, man, if I'm on the other team and I'm looking at the other side and I see Jewell Loyd there, I'm terrified, because Jewell Loyd in the finals is straight money. And we got to talk about Alyssa Smith. You know, she was on Indiana Fever. You know, Fever fans were trashing her, harassing her, you know, calling her all types of out her name and things of that nature. Then she went to Dallas, where she was kind of trying to find her way there, was struggling a little bit. You know, Dallas looked at her and, you know, it fans were still saying the same old thing. But on the Aces, she came through. And around the time she came through is when the Aces turned their season around. And when they went on that huge run, undefeated run. I want to say we know that the Aces were a 9th seed at one point in the regular season, and everybody had written them off, said they were going to be a first round exit, said that the dynasty is over. People were saying the Aces need to think about trading A'ja Wilson, and now, you know, everybody just looks foolish. They go on that huge run. I think they won like 20, I think they ended the season like 23-3. They won like 19 or something in a row. It was a lot. They went on a crazy historical run, ended up in the 2nd seed in the WNBA from the 9th seed. And now they are once again your WNBA Finals champions 3 times in 4 years. Becky Hammon and her crew does it again. A'ja Wilson sent that text message after they lost to that Minnesota game by about it was something crazy. It was like 50 points or something. Like, it was abysmal. It was abysmal. And she said, if you aren't embarrassed, don't even come to the gym because we don't need you. And ever since then, the Aces have been in championship form. And they look like the Aces of old. And the dynasty is now set in stone. And, you know, it's only more to come. On the Phoenix end, they just had an overall just bad series. Satu played up and down all right. She was probably their best player throughout the series before she went down. Alyssa Thomas didn't really show up. Kalia Copper seemed to be kind of shut down most of the series by the Aces defense. Wnba Bonner, admittedly, especially those last 2 games, turned back the clock, looked pretty good. It wasn't enough, man. The Aces were able to just close those games out in the 4th quarter. That made all the difference. The Aces were more clutch. The Aces bench played better. You know, and they were just clicking on all cylinders. And the Aces are showing why they're still the standard in this league and why everybody right now is still chasing Las Vegas Aces. And our teams, you know, if you're not an Aces fan, your team can only hope to reach that level in the current era. But yeah, man, that's all I got today. Shout out to the Aces. Congratulations to them. Once again, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any more of your boy First Degree's videos. That's all I got for you right now, and I'm out. Peace.